The question is, in reference to the $12,000 weekend project, would you say that it will only take you a weekend? Can a short time frame undercut perceived value? Yeah, I mean, I'm exaggerating a little bit there to make the point. The fact of the matter is, it's pretty common for me to do things for clients that are based on my software development and mobile expertise, where I'm essentially getting paid $2,000 an hour, but it's not for a software project. It'd be hard to pull off a $2,000 per hour effective hourly rate for a 6-month project. That would be pretty unusual. You get the really high effective hourly rates for parts of an engagement that are much closer to the beginning of the phase. So if you imagine there are 4 phases to every client engagement, like a client project, there's always a discovery phase, there's always a recommendations phase, there's always an implementation phase, and there's usually always a maintenance phase at the end. And the best things to value price are the ones way at the beginning. So the discovery and recommendations, a lot of people who do software projects do that stuff for free as part of the implementation. So, if you're experienced at doing software projects, maybe you do like Rails development and somebody wants you to build a SaaS for them, and it's definitely going to take 3 to 6 months. There's a lot to do. It's going to be a lot of collaboration. Probably you'll say, okay, the estimate is going to be blah X hours, and it's going to be, at my whatever hourly rate. And in order to do a good job as someone who's experienced doing Rails development, you're automatically going to start at the very beginning by saying, okay, let's go through and do some discovery about, your desired outcomes, your target market, expectations about the design, expectations about the performance, where it should be hosted, and then I'll come up with all these recommendations and I'll decide how to implement it. Those are 2 phases that are very valuable that you just gave away for free. They're really easy to do fairly quickly if you know what you're doing. So if you've got some experience and you've got opinions about or you have smarts about how to uncover requirements, and you're smart enough and experienced enough to make recommendations that are reliable, you can actually charge for that. And a lot of people either give it away for free as part of the implementation, or even worse, they give it away for free as part of the proposal, which is just horrifying. So, they'll ask a million questions in the sales meeting about all the things I just said. How many users do you expect? What kind of people are they? What kind of browsers are they going to use? Are they going to be using mobile a lot? What's the load going to be? What's the existing infrastructure? Do you want to move it to cloud services? And so on and so forth. To write the proposal and then make recommendations in the proposal of like, okay, here's how we would implement it, and we think it'll take this long. You could charge a lot, 10% of the overall price of a $100,000 project. You could charge $10,000 to do those first 2 phases, discovery and recommendations, and then not even do the implementation, or stick around to babysit the people who are doing the implementation and make sure that they're sticking to the program. So the example I gave earlier was a bit of an oversimplification, because we were kind of talking about implementation, like 6 months of implementation. And it's pretty rare that you can collapse that into a weekend by snapping your fingers. But you can break out phases of a big project like that and do them in a weekend and charge $12,000 for them. It wouldn't be the coding part, but it would be the discovery and planning parts.